Let's just get that in position. Here we go. Let's see if I can get a cup of tea. Maybe Charlotte will make me a cup of tea. Welcome to Saturday Morning Live with Johnyboy, supported by the guys from ITS. I was actually speaking to Richie yesterday. If you haven't been to the ITS website, maybe you should get on there, have a look. They are massive on social media. They're getting all their information out there. We've got our first viewer, Rob Fryer. Rob, good morning. You're the first, I think. If you can hear me and give me a thumbs up, that would be great. Make sure that we haven't got any technical problems. Good morning, John Allen. How are you, mate? Good to see you on here. Just got to say, welcome to Saturday Morning Live with Johnyboy, where we talk all good things landscaping and all bad things landscaping. Borodar, Die Pigeon. Borodar to you, buddy. How you doing? So sad to see Wales when they were knocked out of the Euros. It's such a shame. Great, loads of sport on at the moment. Absolutely loving all the sport that's going on. It's just been just great to see, and just gives you something else now, because if during this lockdown it's been difficult. We are creatures of habit. Andrew Hickman's just joined us. Good morning, Andrew. I'm going to get my glasses on, make sure I can actually see what people are actually saying. Let's just remind ourselves of Saturday Morning Live. I want to talk to you guys. I want to hear from you. If you want to call in this morning, you can call in on... Let me just get the number. There we are. I can see it now. The number is 07795 664 002. If you're brave enough to call in and have a chat to me, that's absolutely fine. I promise you it won't be frightening at all. You can call in now if you want on 07795 664 002. I can assure you there are lots of people that want to join this live stream on YouTube simply because they want to get things off their chest. But unfortunately, I should say, fortunately, like a lot of other people, I'm busy in the week and I hadn't arranged things. It just takes up so much time doing this podcast and doing the things that I do on YouTube. I hope you've been enjoying the videos. I've been making the videos a little bit longer, but let's just go back to where we were just saying. One thing that for me is so important that companies value landscapers and consumers alike. So we've got to say a big thank you rather to ITS for supporting this live stream, and they are going to be giving some stuff away before long. I was talking to Richie yesterday and we're going to do it. So just get through a few of the key points on here. If you haven't tried ITS yet, why not give them a go? Next day delivery when you order by 7 p.m. It's a price promise. They refuse to be beaten on price from either Screwfix or Tool Station, so check them out first. Over 18,000 5-star trust pilot reviews, so see what our customers have to say about us. Also, don't forget the Johnny Truck promo code. It's working. You know, this is a company that actually value you, and what they've done is they've spoken to me and they've said, look, you know, John, we'll give something back to the people that come and watch you, that interact with you, and what we'll do, we'll give something back. So if you got, I think it's Johnyboy, you get your free pack of some tools and bits and pieces. But on the Johnny Truck, you can get your free remote control truck. Dare I show it again? Yeah, let's just see, and let's show it simply because I know people get bored with this, but for the newbies on here, they're not going to get bored with this. There's your Johnny Truck. There it is there. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it in the background. So if you spend, I think it's £100, you get your Johnny Truck remote control truck. So that's great. It's good when people are listening, and maybe they'll listen more. That's the point, you see. This is what we do to build up our following on here so we can get companies to start valuing you. So we'll put that over to one side so you can actually, in fact, we'll put it in the window. She'll like that up there, Mrs. McGee will. There we are. Look, it's got my number on there, 007. Just going to read what people actually say there. Let me just put this to one side. Yeah, we got a few things I want to sort of give away. Let's have a look now. Rob Fry, good morning, Alison. Kent Gardening and Tree Services, good morning, sir. and a truck for my boy. Yeah, Rob Fryer. Did you get it, Rob? Did you get the truck? I'm going to give them a go. Need some Makita batteries. Rob, there's an amazing story on at the moment about Makita, not just Makita batteries, about batteries, is that companies are finding it hard to get the lithium to make the batteries, and what they're doing is some of these companies are making it in their own countries. They're keeping in reserve some of the lithium products because of the car companies are trying to get all the lithium now for I tell you, we're entering a new era. I've spoken about this so many times. Just go back and read a few. It's great when people interact on here. Absolutely wonderful. John Ward's just joined us. Good morning, John Ward. Good to see you on here, sir. Andrew Aikman, as I said. Di Pigeon. John, you come a long way, matey. Fair play to you. Di, I haven't come a long way. I've come this place because of you guys. You make this channel what it is. You make me the person I am, and definitely you've improved me because I have to be more accountable now because of the audience that I'm building. Alison tells me that on a regular basis that I have to behave and look after myself, because if I don't, I'm going to get in a lot of trouble. Just going to read through some of the other comments there. Alison saying, good morning, everyone, which is good to see. Alison, a.k.a. Debbie McGee. Rob McGuire says, looks like you caught the sun, buddy. Yeah, Joe, I tell you what, Ryan, I have caught the sun a little bit, but I can honestly say there was only a couple of times when I took my t-shirt off for short periods, and when I did, I put some sun cream on there. I had a big Irish fella rubbing the cream in my back, and very good it was too. I don't think there's anybody that can actually give a massage better than actually a man, because they know where to get the thoracics and all those things when we do the job that we're doing, but that's another story. We'll go into that again. John Ward says, hey Smith, morning, got an overall 20% price increase from material on Monday. Yeah, we're going with that theme again, aren't we? I think, John Ward. Carl, good morning, Carl. Carl McGlynn, how you doing? Ryan McGuire, looks like you caught the sun. Yeah, great stuff. Thank you for your card as well. There you go. Yeah, prices increases again. I seen it on the news this morning. We sort of discovered everybody wants to know what's actually happening and where all these price increases are coming. And I suppose eventually your clients are going to want to know. But the reason that there are price increases, one of the reasons is basically there is a driver shortage. And I think what's going to be happening, and now I think this is how the economy starts to recover, simply because of a number of reasons. But one of the reasons I think that the economy will recover is simply because there is a shortage of drivers. After the Brexit thing, a lot of the foreign drivers, the migrant drivers actually went back. They did, I think it was about 15,000 drivers that actually went back, and then they weren't doing the testing for the HGVs, and as a result of it, we got a shortage of drivers. We definitely down, and you'll find that when there's a lot of people that get, after the furlough comes to an end, you'll see a lot of people going into the driving industry. It's been reported that some of the supermarket chains are paying twice the rate of pay for drivers because they want to get their products out. But I just wonder, how are they going to retain those staff? Because will they want to maintain that rate? I seen a driver the other day was at Tesco's, and he's on over £43,000 a year. I'm not saying that they don't deserve it. I actually have an HGV Class 1, and for me, my days of driving are over. I can't think of any worse place to be on the road, stuck in traffic. Even at nights, it could be difficult. I remember many years ago, I took a job driving for a few reasons, not because we were running out of work, because we had, my daughter had a medical condition, and we had to go down and we had to spend a lot of time down the hospital. So in the night time, I took a job driving, and there was nothing worse than being on the road and it's been stuck in traffic, certainly around the M6, M5, M6, absolutely horrific. Going to read what people are actually saying now. We've got 16 live viewers, so important. Very productive, Alison. Let's see, this is what happens. They pay lorry drivers a pittance, but now they can't get cheap labour from abroad. I hold a lorry license, but wouldn't entertain it, as when you get down to it, it's poor pay. John Ward, I totally agree with you. Many years ago, I used to spend my time abroad, driving abroad, and you'd be stuck with a truck all weekend, and you weren't getting paid for it. They need to be recognised and valued a little bit more than what they are at the moment. I love it when Alison comes on. It's like as if she's got her own little live stream and her own little agenda going on in the background, talking to everyone. Simon Walsh has just joined us. Ryan Fryer says very productive. Oh, I said that they're talking to Alison. They're not talking to me. I want to know what you actually think at the moment. What's going to be happening? So what I was trying to say is that the economy is going to carry on flowing. I think that the people who are going to be losing their jobs possibly will probably end up going down the driving route. We got to get back to some normality, haven't we? There's no ifs or buts about it. We've been living with this for a while, and everybody will have an opinion about what's actually going on. And I think I'm drawing the conclusion is that we just got to get on with it and just got to be safe and just take precautions. But we need to return back to some normality at some point. I don't know what you actually think. But normality, it's key, isn't it? We need some normality. It's good to see the thumbs up. We got 17 live viewers, but we only actually had 8 likes. It'd be good to get a few more likes on here. As I said to you, I haven't arranged for anybody actually to call this morning, but if you want to call in this morning, you can call in on 07795 664 002. 07795 664 002. Right, just going to move on a bit rapid at the moment. I don't know if you've noticed and you've been having a look on. I thought something bit me then. I wish. Rob Fryer says, "Can we end the price increase? Materials, fuel. Can we end the? Can we the end of the price?" I don't know, Rob. Can we end the price increase? I don't know if we can or not. No, I don't think we will. I think the prices are going to keep. It's inflation. That's what happens when you start adding, and dare I say it, towards that R word, that recession word. It's the inflation that causes the R word. I don't know if I want to actually talk about that. It's changing world. We are turning out work, so we are turning our work out so slow. We are turning our work out so slow now because of material, the weather, and so prices will increase to customers. Yeah, it will. It's all unsteady, isn't it? It's all unsteady. The weather, the economy, the materials, everything. Can we see the end? I don't know if we can see the end of it. To be honest, Rob, I think the way it's going, we need just to get some normality in some way. And the reason there is no normality is because you need a clear direction of where you're going. And at the moment, it's a bit ambiguous, isn't it? That has to be ambiguous because they're not quite sure about how to deal with it at the moment. You know, it's a strange one. I don't want to get in any arguments about what's going on out there and on people's opinions on. But I think we need to return to back some normality, and just basically what we need to do is just be safe. That's what we need to do, and people just need to be a little bit more hygienic than what they were before. I'll be honest with you, and I'll say as when we went into lockdown initially, I liked it in some respect because there was less traffic on the road. Well, for lots of reasons. But I don't want to go into that. What I want to touch upon was the YouTube account. Have you seen lately? I've been loading a couple of more videos where they're actually a little bit longer than normal, and it's getting results. If you've got any opinions how I can improve my YouTube channel, and the reason I'm smiling now because you're probably saying your work. Yeah, we all need to improve, don't we? But I want to know if you've got any top tips on how to help me improve my content on the channel. I'd really appreciate it. That'd be absolutely great. Lots of comments coming in as usual on the YouTube channel. I haven't had enough time to answer everybody's questions on there. it's just amazing. Sometimes some of the questions get repeated, and that's absolutely fine. But I'm finding that we're getting more of a watch time with the longer videos. Is that what you guys would want if you were watching a YouTube channel? Would you want to watch it more? And on that note, I gotta say, I've been watching. I don't know if you've been watching it, John Ward, or you, Rob. Is that I've been watching Clarkson's on the farm. And it's just absolutely amazing the views that they've had in such a short period. I know that it's sponsored by Amazon Prime as a documentary on the TV, but I tell you what, it's been really, really entertaining. No ifs or buts about it. Really enjoyed it. It's sort of tongue-in-cheek, but a reality check for farming. Clarkson always moaned about farmers in the past, about them blocking up the country roads because he's from that way in the Cotswolds, and yet now he is a farmer, or he'll try to be a farmer. And Caleb and Gerald and Charlie, Cheerful Charlie as he calls him, and Lisa, his other half. It's been absolutely brilliant. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I found it on YouTube initially. Just going to read some comments, what people say. Before we read the comments, don't forget mine. If you want to call in this morning, call in on 07795 07795 664 002. If you want to call in, I'm here. If you want to have a chat, there we go. John, some more reviews for equipment would be great. That's Kent Gardening and Tree Surgery Limited. It's hard with workload. I know. Yeah, it is. It is, absolutely. What's the average price for sleepers? 2.4 by 2 meter, 200 mil, 100. Jamie, I tell you something, mate. That's a really ambiguous sort of. You're going to get some ambiguous answers on that, because I think it's all according about supply and demand again, and you see it. But check out, go online to BSW and have a look at their site, www.bsw.co.uk. Have a look at their timeless sleepers, because I'm on a bit of a campaign at the moment to move away from those tannalized timbers, and BSW do this burnt effect look called Timeless Sleeper. Get on there and have a look. I don't know if John or anyone can actually get a link on there at the moment, or whether Alison, if she's not too busy, can get a link on there about the Timeless Sleepers, because they're absolutely brilliant. John Wood says, yep, there's another shock in not making money on episode last night, and they went through, and the money that they actually made was zero, and a lot of it was down to the weather again that caused the problems, whether it was too hot or whether it was too wet. We know all about that, don't we? And I tell you something, I had to sort of take my they had my sympathy vote, to be honest, last night. Look, lots of questions and comments coming in now. So snap their hand off, Jamie. Sleepers, great show on the farm. We'll watch. Well worth a watch. Can you show how to set out a 3 meter by 4 meter slab with the fall, please? Blue Boy. Look, but if I can, I will. It's just as and when these things come up. Oak sleepers are sometimes less. Yeah, they are. It's amazing the people's comments on it. It's just interesting having a little read on there at the moment and see what people are actually saying. Massive. Rob Fryer says, great show with On the Farm. Something I know. Thanks, Johnny. Cutting equipment, mainly Alison. It's a large investment and lots to choose from. Comparisons between. I'm catching up with this now. I'm just catching some of what me too. Laying a patio, paving, slabs 450, hardcore rubble as sub base. Is that okay? So do I blind with sharp sand? Yeah, hardcore is absolutely fine, as long as you break it down. And some people had to go at me in the past about hardcore, but there's nothing wrong with it at all. Break it down, make sure it binds, and then just blind it off. Maybe with a lean mix, which is like 15-1, ballast and cement. Carl McLean says sleepers are 30 quid in Manchester. They were 18 to 20 pound a game. The question I was going to ask Carl, all right, the question I'm going to ask Carl is, do you think that they've gone up to £30 from £20? That's 33% more, and from 18 to £20. Do you think that the supplier is actually passing the increase onto you, or do you think he's sort of like that's what they were, or maybe he's making that a little bit more? But it's okay passing the increase on, because if he has to pay it, and then we have to pass it on to our customer. But where it's not fair is when you see sort of quite adverse, rapid increases, and you think, hang on a sec, really, is that the way it should be? Is that fair? It just makes you wonder, doesn't it, sometimes, if that some people are taking the full advantage of what's going on at the moment. Dolly Pigeon says the price of timber goes through the roof. Not just timber, yet timber yards are stacked sky high. You know me, John. I'm Jim and Tina's son. Proud to know you, matey, and the great work that you do. I know Di. Of course I know Di. Yeah. Di, I just listen to what you say, that the price of timber is going through the roof, and not just the timber. Yeah, timber yards are stacked sky high. You know me. Yeah, I do know you, Di, and we're brothers. Without a doubt, we go back a long time. Good to see you on here. But that is a great point, Di, saying about the timber yards being stacked sky high. It's ridiculous, isn't it? There seems to be plenty of stock up there, but I don't know who's got it. It's just all a bit confusing. They are £24 to £40 here. Carl Button, where's that car? Whereabouts are you? £24 to £40. It's very hard to explain everything when setting out as being professional. We take the things for granted, what we do, but we keep watching the videos, mate. Yeah, John, no, I appreciate what you're saying. Simon Walsh stacking up 40%. 40%! It's absolutely ridiculous. I really think, I don't know what you think, Simon and John Ward. I think it's going to get to. We got to grind to a halt soon, because it's going to be unaffordable, isn't it? That's all there is to it. It's going to be unaffordable. £60 here if you can get them, John Ward. That's in Birmingham. £60. It'd be good to get some feedback off you guys across the country again of people of what you're paying for your sleepers at the moment. Everyone lover free stuff. You do some giveaways and your reviews will rock it. Right, okay. The reviews will rock it. Do you know, it's funny, when it comes to reviews, I was having a conversation with a tool supplier the other day, and I was asking them if contractors really understood the tools that they use. And, say, for instance, like the torque heads, not everybody totally understands how these tools work. And maybe we should get the companies to come along and do the tool review with me, because I want to give the correct information. And that's why, one of the reasons why I've sort of stayed back from the tool reviews sometimes. I only can talk about the things that I know about, and I don't want to pretend to be an expert in a certain field that I'm particularly not, because I need to understand all the functions and the working parts of those tools, and that's one of the reasons I've sort of stayed away from it. But I am going to do a tool review very shortly on the GB2000 compactor plate, because I've had it for some time, and that's from MBW, and it's an absolutely fantastic plate. I'll be honest with you, I actually asked the company for some pointers, some key points about the product, and in their words, and how I understand it, how it works. Let's have a little quick read. John Allen's, I'm not sure it's wild type of tree. It's been popping up everywhere in my yard. 5 acre. I've other dug out the digger, but these are problems. Sorry, this problem doesn't help. John Allen, what type of tree is it, John? Just go back there. Prices have flown. Johnyboy, I work on an estimator. I work as an estimator for a large M&E contractor. It's very hard to pass a price increase due to the difficulty of security work. Is this the same in the landscaping community? Well, do you know, Ryan, I think it's got to come to a halt, isn't it, at some point, simply because that we can't keep increasing this. You can pass so much on, but what's going to happen? You can carry on passing. You can pass it on, but whether you're going to get the jobs is just another thing, isn't it? Carl McGlynn says, I think the suppliers passed the increase from their source timber. I've had to reprice a decking job with the timber price my local supplier has had for to price. John Ward says, Alison, exactly. We put estimates in for the next year as price of materials, and it will increase we let our customers know. Yeah, absolutely. I just think you've got to keep your customers well informed of, in your terms and conditions, when you give your original quote, if you give a quote, that is, and you're not giving it on the back of a fag packet or an old embassy coupon, that you need to give a fully written itemized quote, and you should specify in that quote that it could be affected by price increases for when you start. You just need some clarity between you and your customer. John Allen is the best to remove with a stump grinder, if possible, but there is a product called Eco Plugs, which you drill and bang into stumps. If you are doing this for a customer, then you need... Look, that's great advice there from Kent Gardening and Tree Surgery. It'd be good to get maybe a link for those plugs on here, so people that are watching this video after can actually see it. Another ticket for pesticides, herbicides. Yeah, I tell you something now, when we specialize in something, things become expensive because we're using pesticides and herbicides as well, as just demonstrated there by Kent Gardening and Tree Services. You've got to think about what you're actually doing and the service that you're actually offering. Lots of things being said there. Look, I will be doing some tool reviews, okay, and we're going up to see ITS. They've got a thing called a Power Zone. I mention them again because they are a company that do get behind this live stream, and we got to say thank you to them. You need to check out their full range of their still power products now, because they're all cordless and battery operated. It's the future. It's coming in. These batteries are getting better and better. Has anybody got any stories about any cordless or battery operated drills, whatever they are, where you feel that it's just gone beyond expectations of what you're getting from that tool? If you've got some fantastic tools out there that you feel that is value for money, tell us about it, because what this live stream is about is to get you guys sort of involved. Look, we've got to say, we had no callers this morning. That's absolutely fine. It suits me at the moment. We've all got a busy day ahead of us, but I'm not going to go anywhere for a moment. But the number is 07795 664 002. That's 07795 664 002 if you want to call in and have a chat. I'm still a little bit perplexed where we've got 21 live viewers, only 12 likes. Kent Gardening and Tree Services Limited. As you could see from my post on Facebook group this week, John R., we did a tree removal and trimming Monday, paving Tuesday, Wednesday, tree removal Thursday, and spraying jobs and paving Friday. Do you know, I love it. I love when people share what they're doing, because we all learn from it. And as I've said before, in the past, we never really sort of shared or got involved with other contractors or talked to other contractors, because we feel that it was a bit of a, I think contractors felt as if they didn't want to give information away because they were in fear that somebody was going to be better for them or have some sort of advantage over the top of them. We got somebody not calling now, just joined us, Dan Woods. Dan, I would like to have a chat to you. If you want to call in, and if you don't call in, I'm going to be upset, because I think there's something, Dan. I'm glad that you actually called, and this is just by chance. Diverse week, yeah, absolutely, from Kent Gardening. Dan Woods, you need to call in now because you got something that you want to talk about. You don't know it, but you have. It doesn't matter if you've got the baby there. It's 07795 664 002. Dan Woods, if you're watching now, write this number down or get it on your phone and give me a call now, because there's something that Dan Woods wants to tell you about. It's 07795 664 002. I'm going to say it again. 07795 664 002. John Ward, Dan Woods is in your neck of the woods, and he's a great guy. Both of you are great guys, and it'd be good for you to sort of just to say hi to each other at some point. It'd be good. John Ward says, still cut of saw, batteries last 2 hours and not noisy. 2-stroke noise starts first time, full kit, 2 batteries, 720 plus VAT, game changer. Which one was that, John? I'd love it if you could just share a link. Just want to read what John says there again. Still cut off saw, batteries last 2 hours and not noisy. 2-stroke noisy starts, first time, full kit, 2 batteries, 720 plus VAT, game changer, lads. There we are. There's the information. Be good to. There you are, Dan. John Ward just said hi to you. Lee Watson, I posted last week. I wasn't clear. Can I drill through the porcelain slab into concrete base to secure aluminium pergola? Yeah, of course you can. I think what you've got to try and do, Lee, is that Lee Watson, is that you've got to, you can get a core cutter, okay, start with a small hole first, but then you can get the bigger ones as well. And I know Ruby, and I'm going to mention them, Ruby do a little container where it's a pump container, and you press the trigger and it sprays very slowly onto your core cutter, okay? And you can do this with a cordless as well. What I have found is that some of the core cutters, they're for angle grinders, and they can be very, very aggressive. So get one that will go into a drill. If anybody has any advice on that, just get it on there. Lee Watson, cutting through porcelain and then into concrete. You may find that the porcelain core cutter may not actually go into the concrete. It will go down through your mortar, but may not go through your concrete. So be very careful with what you're doing there now. Go onto the Ruby website. They'll have a distributor for it. Or you can use Elite Stone Tools. Our Henry from Lincolnshire, www.Elite Stone Tools, very, very good with all their cutting products they've actually got there. Just going to read what someone else says there. Fadi Mohab, I Johnyboy, DIY, need to cut 5 to 6 20mm tiles, straight cuts. Can you recommend a diamond blade for the job, and advise whether an angle grinder is enough, or do I need to hire a wet saw? I tell you, Faddy, you've got to be really careful, but I've been using a little Ruby blade. It's for a 4-inch cutter or a 5-inch cutter, whatever you want to call it, and it is a dry cut, okay, porcelain blade, and I tell you, so it will cut that fine. But the most important thing, let me just say now, bear with me a sec. I'm going to try and demonstrate on here. 1 second, bear with me. I'm going to come back now. When we're cutting porcelain, we have to think about how we're cutting it, right? And you've got to be so careful. PPE is essential to actually use. So when you're actually cutting porcelain, okay, I'm going to show it on here, okay? If you imagine that is your porcelain product, okay, there it is. I don't know if you can actually see it. That's your porcelain product. What you need to do is you need to cut parallel as you're going through it. Keep cutting parallel, nice and even, but drop down on both ends first before you cut through. There we are. You need to cut down on both ends before you actually start cutting through. Then you can come down at elevations, nice and easy, because what will happen is if you cut down on both ends, that will relieve the tension. And the other thing, what I found is that if you cut in from that side and then cut in from this side, what that will do, that'll actually relieve the tension as well, but you're actually cutting into the mass, because when you're cutting through it, sometimes it will break away underneath. Porcelain can be an absolute pain on many levels. I think I've got my new saw coming, my new wet saw coming this week, so maybe I'll do a sort of a demonstration on that. Just going to read what other people said. Faddy, if you want to speak to me about that, mate, I'm more than happy to talk to you. Fadi Moharab, if you want to speak to me about that, mate, just give us a ring. That's no problem at all. After the live stream, I'll have a chat to you, or at any time that actually suits you. If you want to call in now, 07795 664 002. Yes, my own land. They're all. That's no problem at all. Let's just go back now. What Dan says: Ruby mixer, tool, battery powered, lasts forever, charges in 15 minutes. Kent Gardening and Tree Surgery Limited, SBK might be worth trying if it's on your land, John Allen. Look, great. I love this. We promote on this channel through you guys some absolutely fantastic dialogue, right? This community is building on a regular basis. It's such a shame. again, I'm going back to the COVID thing because this is where we can have the product reviews. What I'm open to do in the future, if companies start allowing me, is, and it's going to happen soon, I've got some surprises for you guys. And what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be going to a few suppliers and manufacturers, and we can be talking about their products. So you will have the... We've got a call coming in. There we go. Hello?
Good morning, John.
There we are. Dan Woods, good morning. I recognise your voice anywhere. John Ward, we got one of your brethren from your area. We've got Dan Woods. Dan, how are you?
I'm not too bad, mate. Busy.
Yeah.
Up for the house move. But...
how's that baby and your lovely wife?
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Good. And you've got to look after him. Keep at it, son. Joe, Dan, I've got to say, I've met you a few times now, and you're an inspirational lad, and I think you've got an absolutely great future in this landscaping industry because you've got a brilliant attitude. You still there?
Sorry, John.
I said, I'm so glad that I've met you because you've got a great attitude, and I think you've got a great future in this industry.
It's all right, John. I just wanted to hear you say it first.
That's exactly why I like it. Dan, can you just tell our viewers about what you've been doing?
Installing porcelain with the Aspects Easy Click Base.
Yeah, but it's just a click base, you know. What is it? You're basically sticking porcelain down on plastic, aren't you?
Yeah, plastic with just adhesive, really.
With adhesive. You're sticking porcelain down onto a plastic tray with adhesive.
Yeah. And it sticks.
It
doesn't move. It doesn't budge. Nothing.
Now, I know about this. So basically, Aspects, the easy joint people, have produced a click system, okay, almost like a Meccano set, yeah?
Yeah.
And,
like that, yeah.
And the purpose behind it is to reduce the depth of the dig out, isn't it?
No, yeah. I mean, I'm only digging down 2 inches, if that.
2 to 3 inches. Yeah.
Put a nice little 6mm granite dust layer down on the geotextile, and then just put the clip base down.
Dan, bear with me a sec. John Ward said he would like to see that. Whereabouts in Birmingham are you, Dan?
How's Zoe? But I'm doing one in Bromsgrove this week. I'm doing it again.
Right, there you are, John. John Ward's on here. Our Dan is... so you did it in Aylesbury, but you're going to be doing another one in Bromsgrove this week.
Yeah. So if he wants to come down, he can come down and go through. I can go through with it.
Yeah.
To see how it's done.
Yeah, look, Dan, look, we're on a live stream now. You run a business, so people know your number. Can we have your number for, that's 3 miles from him, he said, John Ward. Can we have, can we basically put your, can you just tell us your number? Let's just tell, hello?
Yeah, 07539.
07539.
136.
136.
749.
749. Now that's Dan Woods. Dan Woods is using a very unusual system where you don't have to dig down so much, and you can put this Aspects Easy Click system. Now I've seen it down a few times, and it looks good, Dan. And certainly where I've seen it, it was installed by a contractor in Ipswich that has been landscaping for some time. John Ward's going to give you a ring on Monday, Dan, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
And so, Dan, seriously, what was the grouting like after you finished, like, putting this click system? We can talk about how it's installed later, but it's quite intriguing, isn't it? You know, that you've got this porcelain down on a plastic system, a click system. And how did you grout it?
I grouted it with the same stuff, the Aspects.
Oh, with the easy grout?
And it went in fine, like any normal grouting.
Did it really?
Exactly the same.
Right, okay. And is it looking good? Is it looking good, what you've done?
Oh yeah, it's looking really, really good now, yeah.
And look,
I'll put some pictures up on the group.
Right, okay, yeah, fantastic. Well, you'll remember a lot of these guys that are watching the live stream this morning on YouTube aren't necessarily on the landscaping survival group, so they'll want to know a little bit more about it at some point. Dan, how did you convince your customer to have it as a contractor and a businessman and an entrepreneur? What did you say to them to convince them that this was the product for them?
It's just mainly like because you got loads of environmental benefits of it as well, and it's just if anything, it's cheaper.
It's cheaper.
Yeah, it's cheaper. It's
So you-
quicker. It's cheaper. I feel like it's more sturdier. Then
So
it's cleaner. It's cleaner as well. There's no sand and cement and primer going everywhere.
So you haven't you've reduced the basically the carbon footprint on the earth because you're not digging down so much. You're not having all those skips in and all that waste removal. You've reduced the sand and cement content again, which is the carbon footprint with the cement, and you're just gluing it down with minimum amounts of glue. Are you gluing it all over or on so many parts? How are you gluing it?
I'm just literally pulling it in. On the click-based system, there's like some grid systems on there, and I was just gluing to that. Six beads of glue, and just pop it down. Put it down, put the clips in.
Was it level?
Yeah, it's all level, completely level.
Did you have to get your base correct to put your click system down, or did you? What did you put on?
I just got the base correct first, and then once the base is all level, the click base just goes on to that. So you get your foundation with the fall and the level, and then the click base and the tiles, they just match. It's all the same. There's no difference.
So Dan, so your client base, were they young or old, or did they sort of people embrace new changes or what?
They were new, and they were more than willing to go with this new method. They were interested to see it themselves.
And how did you sell it? Did you say because of the carbon footprint, or just a new product? You won't have to dig down so much. What was attractive for them in the deal? Why do they say yes?
I don't know. I'm just a good salesman, I think.
Did you hear that, John Ward?
It was actually it was a new stuff, and it would be interesting to use and interesting for them to see it themselves as well.
Yeah, because Dan, I admire you for what you've actually done there, right? Because there aren't many people. You are basically what we call a first adopter that has adopted this system, and it has to be said for any of the viewers that are actually watching this. Dan Woods has gone along, a young up and coming landscaper in the Birmingham area, and we'll plug in with that with your company. Woods, what's it called, Dan? Your company?
Woods Home and Garden Services.
Woods Home and Garden Services. I do apologise for that. But he's gone along seeing the customer, and he was able to convince the customer. So I tell you what a salesman! What an absolutely brilliant salesman! That he's sort of given some advice and sort of suggested this product, and they've said yes. Was it expensive, Dan, in comparison, in your opinion?
No. If anything, it's about the same.
And
no, if anything, it's kind of when you factor everything all in, like the sand, the cement, the time that you're there, it all kind of adds up to being around about the same price. There's no, I at the minute I can't see any price difference.
And it saved your back, hasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Save the impact
on my back, and obviously with labouring, you can't. There's a struggle to get labourers in at the moment, as you know yourself. So being able to do something on my own.
What a good point.
Let a customer down.
Yeah.
I'm using this system, and I can still keep on schedule with my other jobs, even though I am struggling to get somebody else in to help me. But it just speeds up everything.
John Ward, what
I
Dan?
I haven't got to do a mix on my own. I haven't got to put it down on my own.
It's all very, very simple. And Dan, having done it once, are you going to be doing it again and recommending it?
Yeah, I'm doing it again next week.
Next week, and how big would that be? The next area?
60 metres squared.
60.
60.
60. Right. Okay. Yeah. And I think my advice to you is that you need to share what you're actually doing and get it out there on social media. And I don't just mean Facebook.
Oh, yeah, this one I think I'm going to document this one because this is going to be a really, really good project.
Just to let you know, Dan, John Ward says click-based sound a game changer is a prototype. Is it a prototype? But anything that's less messy and better product is moving in the right direction. That's John Ward, somebody like myself who's been doing this a long time. Is it heading in the right direction, Dan, in your opinion?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's going to start speeding our jobs up a lot.
Well, I've seen it. Yeah, absolutely. I've seen it. Sorry, Dan. I've seen it done in Ipswich, and it was done for one of the directors of Aspects, and it looked absolutely stunning. It was done by a guy called Chris Watling, who's 48 years of age. He's been in the landscaping business all his life, and he did it with his dad, and it looked amazing. And it did reduce the labour time on the job. And Dan, you'll be able to get more jobs in now, won't you?
Oh yeah, definitely, and that's good for someone who's young like me and just going off on his own.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, you need to share what you're doing. I want to know, all right, because we've talked about this. Have you shared any of these images on your Google business page?
Not yet. That's the plan for tonight, this afternoon. They're all on my Instagram page, though.
Right. Okay. So, can you just plug your Instagram page so some of these people can go on there and have a look?
Yeah. Let me just find out what my handle is. Hold on. It is.
Here he goes.
My Instagram page is woods.home.and.garden. If that makes sense.
You know, Dan, I'm going to laugh now. I'm not laughing at you. I just think we need to change that because it's so.
I know.
But it doesn't matter. John Ward says, Dan, is it more expensive and have we got to learn a new method of installation? Well, I think we definitely got to. It's a very simple way of installing, John. You reduce a lot of time involved. Expense, I think that it's going to reduce the dig time, isn't it?
Oh yeah, there's no. I mean, you don't have to dig down like 2-3 days worth of digging. It's like you just literally, if you watch the videos on how to do it, you basically just taking the top layer of turf off and you get your level, and then you just go from there.
And we're talking
to dig down a couple of inches across the whole of the garden to get that level. Yeah,
and basically, in respect, you've got a very light-weighted system, haven't you? That isn't going to sink, because if some people don't get sub bases wrong, you get severe undulation. But with this, you're spreading the load, aren't you, Dan?
Yeah. So you're spreading the load, but the thing is, though, even if you do find any undulations, like where there is a little dip, the click base will tell you, because you will feel it.
Right, okay, you feel it in the click base.
When I was trialing, when I was doing it the first time, there was one little spot where it's a little bit low. So then I just literally lifted the click base system up, put some more hardcore down on the floor, ran the whacker plate over it, got the level again, click base down, and that's it. It took 2-3 minutes.
Right, okay.
It didn't take long at all, because that's how you can go. So there is ways, like it's so easy. So if you get a level wrong, you can lift the clip base system up and just get that level again, and put the clip base system back down. And
I suppose when you actually think of this sub base, basically, because that's what it is, you're going along and you're picking it up from the merchants as well, and it doesn't take it's not a lot of weight, is it? In your van.
It's not a long wait time at all.
Yeah, John Ward says, I panic and sub bass is key to our work. So sounds so alien. So what we are used to, very interesting and can't wait to see it. So John Ward on here, he's been going a while as well, Danny. He wants to come and have a look. And I wonder if you're good enough to sort of sell him this idea, Dan, when he contacts you.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to come down and watch, I mean, they can come down. I can go through everything with them and show them the way how I go about it, which is pretty much the same as how they show it on the videos.
Fantastic. Give me your number, Dan. Dan Woods now. Give me your number.
07539
079
07539
07539
136
136
749.
749. Now I'm going to give your number out now to people. I know you don't mind, because the thing is, we do get the consumer watching this as well, and I know that other contractors in your area will want to know about this. Not everybody's going to take it up. All I'm going to say to you, Dan, never worry about the competitions. If you want to contact Dan Woods, he is your man in the Birmingham area. His number is 07539 136 749. 07539 136 749. If you haven't got that number, you can just contact me and I'll be able to get that number to you. Dan Woods, you're an absolute star. Thank you very much for joining this morning. I never planned it for you to actually join. So John Ward says, I'll visit you and you next week. Just trying to get my glasses back on. With permission of Dan, of course. That's no problem at all.
No problem.
Right, just Debbie McGee coming then was sorting me out. Dan, what's the plans for the weekend? I want to know what you're doing, because you've shown some interest in me and supported me and invested your time today. When you look after your little boy today?
Henry.
Yeah, Henry. Are you looking after him today?
Well, we are, but we're also clearing the house out because we're going to be moving out in the next 4 weeks.
In the next 4 weeks. And can I ask where you're going to? Is it far?
No, it's only down the road. It's only around the corner, but we've just got to take all the stuff out and get it down to the lockup.
Yeah, look, just don't go for anywhere for a minute. If you want to know a little bit more about the click-based system, you can either get hold of Dan, or you can contact me and I will be able to tell you a little bit more about the click-based system myself. Dan, let me ask you a question, because I think a lot of people are going to be intrigued about this, whether they're watching this now or later. You know, you've started out now in this landscaping business, haven't you, right? Yeah. How do you feel? Are you worried? You know, or are you excited? How does it feel? Because I want to know, you know, it's been a long time since I was at that point where I started out. Now I'm 56 and I'm coming towards the end of my career, right? You're starting out into a career where all things are changing now, aren't they? Things are moving on rapidly. How does it feel?
Oh, yeah. I find it exciting because at this moment in time, there's that many companies coming out with new products.
Yeah.
You've got there's so much choice to do gardens with. It's like you got the new timeless sleepers from BSW. I'm using them for the first time on this job next week.
Are you really?
Pergolas, patios, composite deckings.
Dan, we got to ask. I got to ask now. I'm going to interrupt now. So you're going to be using the timeless sleeper next week. Where did you source them from? And can we ask how much you actually paid for them? Can we ask that?
I paid around about £50 for them.
But they're lovely, aren't they?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the company we got them from. But the BSW, the timeless sleepers, I can't remember the company that I got them through.
Let's not lose our train.
It was about 4 or 5 weeks when I ordered them, because obviously just lead time, get ahead.
Dan Woods, I don't want to lose the train of concentration here, and where we were going with this is, so you're starting out in this business now, and do you have any fears? Do you sleep well at night? Are you comfortable? Do you feel good about the future?
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I'm enjoying it. There's no regrets about doing it.
No. And what about Michelle as a wife? And you know, I know that Michelle works. She's a teacher. But you got your little boy Henry. You know, and you started out. It's a new career, isn't it? It's exciting times ahead of you. You know, you can make a great living at being a landscaper and as a contractor, and you've got that freedom. But you know, it's a big step, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's a massive step, and the fact that I've been able to get Michelle on board to do that as well, to support me and to actually come on into the business as well, to start taking over, doing the quotations and basically all the paperwork stuff, so I can just concentrate on the work itself. You need someone like that to support you so you can actually succeed. Yeah, absolutely.
I think a lot of people watching this live stream now would, if they haven't, they would love to and have their partners involved, because I'd say something now, we wouldn't be what we are now if it wasn't for Alison in our business, Dan. So I think you just need to sort of, you know, not put the pressure on Michelle, but sort of invite her to sort of get involved and to have an opinion, because the thing is, as a contractor, and when we're in work and we're doing our own thing, we become very independent, and sometimes that's hard to break that mold. And I'm sure that a lot of people now watching this would actually agree with me with that. So never lose sight of other people's opinions, Dan.
Oh no, definitely. And the wife's opinion's always the one that you need to listen to the most, because she's always right.
They're always right, Dan. They're always right. And you need to tell them that they're always right. And that will make life a lot easier. Dan Woods from Woods Home and Garden Services in Birmingham. Thank you very much for joining. Dan, again,
Yes, mate.
people can get hold of you, can't they? You'll do all sorts of landscaping work, won't you?
Yeah, well, anything can do, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You're a great guy, Dan, and you're a great family. Wonderful wife. Beautiful boy as well. So thanks for joining. Thanks for taking some time to join. And I would like to talk to you again in the future, mate. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'll see you soon, bud.
Take care, buddy. All the best.
And you, mate. See you soon.
Bye-bye. Well, there you go. There's Dan Woods from Woods Home and Garden Services in Birmingham. And Dan's come down and worked with me a couple of times. And it's great to see. It's exciting for me that he's growing down this road of being a landscaper. Let's just wish him all the best, and thanks to Dan for joining this morning. Well, time's moving on now. We're just going to read a couple of comments there. Would you say having block paving would work out cheaper to do than laying slabs as the budget is tight? Yeah, absolutely, Adam. Block paving can be done quite fast, but you've got to make sure the sub base is right. If you want to talk to me about that, not that I want the job, if you want to talk to me about that, if you need some advice, please feel free to give me a call anytime, apart from now when the live stream's on, of course, so I can't take your call. But my number is 07795 595 994. 07795 595 994. If anybody else needs any help about anything or any place, whatever you're doing, just let us know. John Ward says, we resist the change on a whole in the trade. We don't embrace new ideas or products. Wise words from John Ward. Yeah, we need to embrace new ideas, new approaches towards things, because the world's changing. We are changing as human beings in some respect. Could you recommend a good porcelain supplier? My landscaping business in the southeast. Dan Wood says Cardiff Slate and Stone deliver nationwide. Yeah, and good products. But you need to check your products out. Do your homework first before you order, before you place an order. Don't just accept a small size. Sometimes you need to go and see it. John Wood says Adam's slabs look cheap. Try to stay away from them. Great words again from John Ward. Faddy says John Ward is a petrol wet saw, easier to use for straight cuts than an angle grinder. It's still a DIY. Well, I'll tell you now, Faddy, you can actually use the Ruby. I've got a dry cut. It looks like just a normal tile cutter, but it cuts 20 mil, so they'll be absolutely perfect for dry cut. You don't necessarily need to hire a big wet saw. You can do it with a small angle grinder as well with the right blade. Adam, right, no problem at all. That's it. We're fast approaching the hour mark, so thanks very much for that. I will be reading everybody's comments on here again after, and I will be getting out there. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a like, give it a share, give it a thumbs up. It'll be really, really appreciated. But the most important thing and the best advice I can give you today, as always, is that if you've got anything to say, make sure it's just nice. Don't say anything horrible. It's as simple as that. And remember, be safe. It's so important. Be safe. Once again, thank you to BSW, ITS, the supporters of this. That's the tool, guys. They've got a power zone. Yeah, a power zone. Check it out. Go to their website, www.its.co.uk. Hopefully next week we'll have the enigmatic Richie joining us here on this live stream. Thanks again for joining, and you know who you are. I don't need to say it, and especially with you, John. Thank you all for joining the live stream, and I just wish you have a great weekend. We're on the hour. That's it. Take care, be safe, and I'll see you next week. See you soon.